Hello guys and welcome to another Cube Draft with mtgnoob. My name is John. I'll be the person you watch draft today. And we're here to an open pack full of goodies. I think the most powerful card in this pack is either going to be the Elspeth or the Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction is pretty unbeatable in terms of card draw and selection. So basically you get either the best card of the 5 or like 3 or 4 of the other cards. So that card's unbelievable. But Elspeth is a Planeswalker and Planeswalkers are about as powerful of a card type that exists in Magic. And it's probably overall the most powerful. So I think the choice is between Factor Fiction and Elspeth. And I think I'm going to go with Elspeth here. Planeswalkers over card draw. Although, don't quote me on that. Okay, and okay, we're going to this pack here full of goodies. And I think our first pick is going to lead into our second pick. By that, it means that if we had taken the Factor Fiction, I think we would have just taken the Counterspell and stayed in blue. But since we took an Elspeth, we're going to take the Sword of Fire and Ice and try to build on that. Okay, and pack 3 has made us a little sad because it's not as good as our pack 1 or 2. I think the most powerful card in this pack here is going to be either the Forbid, the Damnation. So, do we want to build a black-white deck or a white-blue deck? I think we're going to take the Forbid here. It's a counterspell, it has buyback. It's arguably one of the most powerful, or the most powerful counterspell in Cube. And the Damnation isn't going to be what we look for. I mean, if we were going to make like a Planeswalker control with all the rats, I could see that. But I don't think black-white works with a sword. So we're just going to take the Forbid and be happy. And this pack over here is underwhelming as well. I think we got a little bit spoiled in our first two packs. The first two packs were spectacular. And these packs, not so much. I think the most powerful card here is going to be the Bitter Blossom. And I think I'm just going to take it. So maybe we could make a black-white tokens? Black Esper tokens? Esper tokens. Alright. If not for the Bitter Blossom, I would have just taken the best sword carrier in all of Cube, which is Thrun. Not only does he have Regenerate, he has Hexproof. The most ridiculous mechanic ever created by Wizards. Ever. And I don't mind saying that. It's just Hexproof is absurd. It makes the game uninteractive. And if you want two people to sit down and have a game in which they play interactively with each other, why would you create a mechanic like Hexproof? It's not like Shroud doesn't exist, and Shroud is a perfectly fine mechanic. Like, maybe they could have made Hexproof like Shroud with, like, you could equip stuff to it only. I don't know if that made sense, if the wording was too confusing, but I would have loved to see it that way. Since we're going with like the tokens theme, I think we're just going to take the Windbrisk Kites here and see if we can fire it off. And okay, sweet. We're going to get rewarded with a really late Stoneforge Mystic we're going to take. The Bitter Blossom could be a splash, or it could be Cut It All, or the Forbid. But I think we're going to go with like the little weenie token theme for now. And this pack is full of nothing for us. We could take the Manriki, I guess, for Stoneforge. Yeah, I think we're just taking the Manriki here, in case we run into other broken equipment that exist in the cube, like the other swords, the Umazao's Jeet, all that stuff. And the Manriki should be our assassin, our go-to. And I would like to have at least 2 targets for the Stoneforge. And it wouldn't be... I would be a little sad if Manriki was the second best equipment in our deck. I would love to have another sword or a Cheetah, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. What I would love to see happen is people let go of that counterspell that wheels to us, but I think that's being a little bit too hopeful. Then we could just go straight white-blue tempo. Or not tempo, but aggro control-ish type of deck. Like rebuild Squadron Hawk, Stoneforge Mystic, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Elspeth Gideon deck. That would be sweet. If I could recreate that in Cube, that would be an excellent deck. I'd have a blast playing it, bringing back all these memories of incredibly powerful effects that once existed in Standard. Okay. Okay. We're back here with pack number 7. I think the pick is gonna be the Snapcaster Mage. I think it's generally more powerful than Oblivion Ring. Oblivion Ring is a fine card, but it's not going to make or break your deck, and I think the upside of a Snapcaster is just too high. Even though the only spell we have is a Forbid, but like having Snapcaster, Stoneforge, Elspeth, Forbid, and maybe any other instants and sorceries in white-blue, which there's a ton of, will be very powerful. And again, the Bitter Blossom could still be a splash. I haven't given that up. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be taking the sword here. Sweet. Uh, the other powerful cards here, like the Rain Tournament, which I think is very underrated here. I think green's underrated in general in Cube, but we're going to take the sword here. Uh, 8th pick sword, that qualifies as a gift. So let's just draft good cards and some random dudes that could hold a sword and attack with. And if we do that, I think we'll be very happy with the results. This pack is full of nothing for us. I'm gonna just take away the Dream Halls. I think that's the most dangerous card in the pack against us, and I'd rather not play against it. Isamaru, is that what we're gonna want to do? No, I just refuse to play Isamaru. I'll take the Tangle Wire away from somebody. I think that's the most annoying card we could take. Although, if I had remembered that there was a Ranger of Eos, I might have just taken the Isamaru just to refill our hand. And I think I'm just going to take the Rangers of Eos, just in case. Surrender of Freak carries a sword. Big body for its casting cost, that's fine. So let's say we had taken the Isamaru. Void Mage Prodigy, sure. Let's take the invitational cards. Let's say we had taken the Isamaru. Like, theoretically, how many 1-drops would you need in order for you to play a Ranger of Eos? I would say at least... Okay, the answer is at least 2, right? But you'd want 3 at the very least, I think? Whoa. Oh, okay. I was gonna get lost in thought, but this pack is something sweet. There's a Soul Ring, there's a Bather Skull, there's another sword, there's a Skull Clamp, there's a Phantasmal Image. All incredibly high picks. All of these cards that we would love to have in our deck. Wow. Am I really gonna be passing a Soul Ring just so we could have a Bather Skull inside our Stoneforge Mystic deck? Wow. This is a pack and a half. This is 3 good packs into one. Jeez. Like a Blade Splicer, I haven't even mentioned it, and that'll be a fine card in that deck, and so would it Into the Royal, but jeez Louise. Yeah, I think we're just gonna take the Battle Skull here. Just combos too well with the Stoneforge Mystic. Soul Ring is amazing, but Battle Skull is just Battle Skull, and yeah. And okay. We're gonna take a Geist. Usually Geist lasts a long time in Cube because even though the hexproof in the 2/2 body is too small to make the hexproof that good, but with our equipment package here, we're gonna be just equipping the Geist into something huge and just killing people in record time with it. And we wouldn't mind if an Oust, Enlightened Tutor, Journey, or Hallowed Fountain wheels back to us. Heck, even the Misty Rainforest. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, our deck is rounding up into some sweet shape here. There's a Ulamog. Every time I see an Eldrazi, I don't know about you guys, but I always want to take them. Even though generally I don't want more than one Eldrazi ever in the deck unless I'm drafting a sneak attack deck, which I really want to do, but I could never like quite bring myself to do it. I think the pick here is going to be the Flicker Wisp. We do have the Student of Warfare to combo with our Ranger of Eos. If we get like 3 1-drops, I promise to play the Ranger of Eos with the 1-drops. But the Flicker Wisp rebuys us Snapcaster and Stoneforge Mystic. And the Ranger itself. So, yeah. I'm going to be taking that. And I don't think people are going to take the other one. Wow! So, I guess the real question is, how many swords can we fit into our deck? We're going to take the sword here. I guess the other question is, how many equipments are enough? We're gonna take the sword. I'm gonna right click it. Let's talk about the other stuff here. The Caracas we would want to wheel. It'll combo with our this dude in case people play at Wrath of God. Dungeon Geist gonna be our sword carrier that has defector removal. Miscalculation will be just bad counterspell, but since our deck is so fast and tempo related, you should be fine. Mastercore will be okay. Terminus is hurtful against us, but not too devastating. And yeah, let's take the sword. Wow, this is certainly a draft that I did not anticipate going this well. This pack here is full of nothing. What's the worst card for us here? I think the worst card here against us is going to be the Curse Scroll. Unless someone's going mono red, I don't really fear it too much. The Braids is certainly annoying, but I think we have enough low drops to make the Braids like unproductive against us. I think we're just going to take the Maze here. I think it's going to help us play defense while we play offense with our equipped weenie creatures. And this one over here, Lingering Souls, which is pretty sweet. Relic is sweet. Sun Titan is even sweeter, I think. I think the pick here is going to be the Sun Titan. We have all these low drops that if they die, we could regain value from, including our swords. So, yeah, I think Sun Titan's going to be the pick. There's 10 cards. There's a decent chance some of these others, like Lingering Souls or Leonin Relic Warden, would wheel back to us, and we wouldn't mind that at all. But I think the pick here has to be Sun Titan. It's just too powerful for us to say no to. Okay? Yeah, none of these cards really speak to us. The Chaucer is really good. It's card advantage. But in a deck like ours, where we want to use all of our mana in our low drops as effectively as possible, this coming into play tapped is just too much of a negative. So we're going to take the Wedded Wayfarer to combo off with the Rangers, and hopefully we'll get the Student. Steplings. Oh, okay. The Bone Splitter will be officially our 6th best equipment in our deck, and I don't think that's good enough. Steplings or the Whip Quarter? See, I don't really draft Ranger of EOS enough, so I can't remember exactly how many 1-drops that are white or blue exist in Cube. It can't be that many. I'm just going to take the Steplings because I really want to try to work with the Ranger of EOS now, just because I think it would be humorous. And, okay, it's our pack back. We got it into the rollback. We're not going to complain. It's going to make our Snapcaster have another target, which we have a dearth of, but, you know, it's still relatively early, so maybe we'll get something else. Journey Enlightened Tutor Oust. Okay, the Enlightened Tutor is going to help us search out for all of these equipment, but we do have the Stoneforge for that. I think we want an Oust or a Journey. And I think with our equipment package and our tempo-based deck, I think the Oust is better than the Journey. Plus we have the Snapcaster to rebuy it. And then we're going to take the Student of Warfare here. Alright, 3 1-drops. As promised, we're going to play the Ranger of Eos. Terminus, that's really late. Jeez. And so is this Mastercore. But I think the pick is going to be the Dungeon Geist for us. We'll take the Manatite too. I don't think it's going to make their main deck, but it might. And the card that we wanted to wheel in this pack didn't wheel to us. We're just going to take away the Brimstone Volley from somebody. And the Gloom Surgeon, sure. I think the Bitter Blossom is going to be a waste of a pick here, guys. Our deck is just rounding up into shape a little bit. Our deck is so solid that splashing just for a Bitter Blossom, even though it's incredibly powerful, just doesn't seem worthwhile right now. So let's do a cost sort here. Get rid of the Bitter Blossom. Plus, Bitter Blossom doesn't have immediate board impact, and if I'm going to splash for a card, especially in the traditional draft, I want it to have an immediate board effect, meaning that when I play it, I want it to do something right away. And right now, it doesn't do anything right away. It just slowly builds up and overwhelms your opponent. Okay, there's another 1-drop for our Ranger of Eos, but I don't think we're going to be playing that since we don't have any forests in our deck. And I don't think we're going to be playing any forests in our deck. There's a Terracodon, which will ruin these. I think this is the best reanimate target in Cube, along with the best natural order target. And we did see a natural order, I believe, in pack 1. So there's something to keep in mind. But I think our picks are going to be either Riften, Cloudscape, or Exalted Angel. And I think I want the Cloudscape more. The Bounce utility I think is better than the Gain Life utility. So that's the reason why I took this pick. And this pack over here. The Spectral Procession is tempting, but Hero Blade Hold! Yeah! Nothing beats Hero Blade Hold. Okay, a lot of things beat Hero Blade Hold, but in this deck, it's going to be pretty sweet. So we're going to take the Hero here. We'll be very happy. Our deck is rounding into some incredible shape. Okay, so this pack has some interesting choices. We have Card Draw and Careful Consideration and Ancestral Visions. We have a Planeswalker in a Johnny, but I don't know if our creatures need that kind of modification. We have a Crucible, which is like a utility card. There's a lot of great black cards, and there's a Supreme Verdict. I don't think we're going to be able to take the Supreme Verdict here. I think if our deck is it's going to need anything, it's going to be a way to refill our hand, and I think Careful Consideration is the pick here over the ancestral visions, because this could fire off a turn 4 right away, and there's delayed effect in Ancestral Visions. While it's even better for us if we draw in the first 2 turns, this is going to be better for us overall in general, so we're going to just take the Careful Consideration. This pack is full of goodies as well. Okay, there's a white-blue and a white fetch land here, which we would definitely be interested in, since we do have cards like Step Links. And we have the Emeria, which will create tokens for us. But I think the Venser utility is just too great. I'm going to be taking this. And this pack here, wow! Zowie! So we could have theoretically, potentially gotten 5 swords in our deck. We could have gotten the Feast and Famine, the War and Peace, Fire and Ice, Body and Mind, and we passed the Light and Shadow away, and we never got it back. And look at all these other cards that we would love to have in our deck, like Revelark, Mirror Crusaders, Faith Feathers. Ah, jeez Louise. How many equipments is too much? I'm taking the Sword of Feast and Famine here. I don't know if it was the correct pick, but it's the pick I wanted to make just for amusement's sake. The Manriki is not going to make our deck. Oh, I hit something else. I don't remember what it is, but the Manriki is definitely not making our deck, because all the equipment we want to kill is in our deck. Here, let's see. We got Cloud Goat, Carry Swords, Pilgrim, Lifelink, blah, who cares? Paladin Beck, more of a sideboard card. I think our pick is gonna be the Figure of Destiny here, and I think that's gonna allow us to cut like the Step Links in a Ranger of Eos deck. So that's something. And okay, this pick over here. I think the pick is gonna be. I don't want a Glorious Anthem. With all our swords, I really want to run a lot of creatures, and I don't want to run creature enhancers that are not equipment. So I think I'm just going to take away, like, the Vindicate from somebody. Yeah, I think that's the pick. And we could actually splash for it, since it's going to have an immediate effect. I was very tempted by the Sorin. Well, not very tempted, but I was a little bit tempted by the Sorin. But in a deck like this, you don't really want to mess it up too much with stuff that are... Holy moly! Oh my gosh! Sweet! Oh wow! Oh my gosh! Oh my! There's a Library of Alexandria, Mana Vault, Force of Will, and a Noble Hierarch. Library, Mana Vault, Noble Hierarch are all first pick quality, along with the Vidalcan Shackles. We're gonna take the Library here. Jeez, I don't know what anybody else is doing in this draft, but the power level of that pack is so absurd that I'm just rubbing. You can't see me, but I'm rubbing my head. I'm just trying to like relieve some stress, because if someone wheeling a Mana Vault, someone getting a 9th pick Vidalcan Shackles, 10th pick Noble Hierarch, I mean, is this even allowed? I mean, yeah, we're gonna take the Exalted Angel here. I don't know if it's gonna make the main deck or not, but oh man, jeez Louise. man. 11th pick force, 12th pick force? Come on. Come on. I would love to have a force in this deck. But library is just, if you hit that in your opening hand, it's very difficult for you to lose a game with that. This might not be exactly the right deck because it's so tempo and we want to get like off on the right foot. But you have so many ways to reload our hand with the careful consideration, the ranger reveals, even like Stoneforge Mystic, that the library and the power level of the library is so high. It just wins games by itself. So I just can't refuse that. I cannot refuse that. Oh, jeez, Louise. Okay, how heavy white are we going to be? Is a 4cc 311 token generators enough? I'm not going to play the Aeon Chroniclers. The only other card I might want to take away is the Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, I don't think the Spectral Procession is going to make our deck, so we're going to cut it for the Everflowing Chalice. But Johnny's back. Is it a Johnny or Crucible of Worlds? Taking away Crucible of Worlds from somebody. No, we're gonna just put the Johnny in our pile, see where it goes. Is the Emeria better than any of our 4-drops? I'm gonna say no, so I'm gonna take the Adakar Waste just to fix our mana. Because if we had an Emeria in our pool, I don't know if it's gonna make it over any of these. I'm gonna say no to the hero is gonna be definitely better. In our deck, the Ranger is probably gonna be better. If we put the Emeria over the Ranger, then we're not playing with any of our 1-drops here. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll take the Mirror Crusader. Sure. Sure. Wow, this is one of the most absurd drafts I've ever witnessed in my life. Yeah, if the Emeria was going to make our deck over the Rangers of Eos, then we wouldn't be playing with the 1-drops. And I want to play with the 1-drops here just because of the tempo. So let's see. Let's put the cards we want to play for sure in. Sun Titan, Hero Bladehold, Ring Elspeth, Stoneforge Mystic, Batterskull, Sword, 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 Geist, Venser. Okay, I think this is the core of the deck. Like, no matter what, I want to play with these guys over here. Convert your mana cost here. Okay. Second thing I need to figure out is what does our spell package want to look like? Mana Tithe. I think it might be more valuable in our deck than other people's decks because we're going to be doing their actions so early. And we need people are going to might want to respond to us right away with stuff. So I think that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Oust. Maybe an Anthem. But most likely not. We had our choice of picks. Snapcaster is going to be dependent on our spells. Into the Royal Forbid. And Careful Consideration. Okay, we have 5 dudes. 6 really, because I'm going to count Elspeth as a dude, and so does the Batterskull. So there's 7 dudes really. I want to play with the Serendib Ifrit for sure. The Mirror Crusader for sure, with all of our swords. I want to play with the Ranger of Eos, and I want to play with 3 1-drops. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's do Converted Mana again. So that's 17 already. If we add in the 4 spells in the Snapcaster, that's 22. So we're going to have 2 more slots available. So let's see. Put this in. this in, this in, this in, this in. I think our next two cards that we might want to add in are either going to be the Flicker Wisp, which combos with Sun Titan, Venser, that's 2, Ranger of Eos, that's 3, Snapcaster, not really. It's only going to combo with Snapcaster if there's Into the World or Careful Consideration. And Stoneforge Mystic. It's 4 targets, which isn't that bad. 3/1 body flying isn't horrible. Then we have the Dungeon Geist, which is a removal spell in creature form. And the Riftwing Cloudscape, which is a bounce spell in creature form. So we have 22 spells already. Sweet. Oh, wow, this deck is so good. I hate to sound cocky on the video that I'm making, but this deck is awesome. Oh, wow. Okay, how can we lose? Someone combo kills us. Mono red runs us over. Okay. Yeah. We run out of creatures. We get Wrath of God to death. I don't know. Someone plays something really big up with a reanimate spell and we don't have an answer and we die. Yeah, those are the ways I think we lose. Okay, if that's the case, then let's take out the Serendip, since even though it's high power and toughness and flying for its casting cost, I think the utility of these cards are just too good. This could be a 5 or a 2, and the Flicker Wisp is gonna be too great because the 2 cards we just added in combos well with this. This we could just retarget to something better, and this one could bounce something else. And we're gonna have 24 cards here. I think we could run 16 lands fairly well in our deck, but our deck is so powerful that I don't want to risk losing to mana screw. So I want to put 17 lands in here. So I'm going to have to make one more cut here. And the only thing is I don't know what to cut. We have 14 dudes plus 2, that's 16 really. I think the real card to cut is, in all honesty, going to be maybe one of our swords. Let's see, this is red, white, red, blue, blue, green, black, green. See, this covers all of our bases. There's not a color that we can't, like, not protect ourselves with our sword. Really like that idea, too. Three minutes and 20 left. Alright, let's just add the lands first. Don't land. No. Add land. Suggest. Okay, we're gonna not do that. Okay, Windbrisk Heights. Alargar Waste. 1 and 1. I want more white than blue at this current time. The library I want to fit in. So I'm going to have to decide which spell I want to cut for library or just not play library at all. Oh, wait, Flicker Wisp, permanent. It combos with our library, if we needed to. So that's another interaction. I don't think we're going to need the maze. So let's put the library here. And which card is the worst? I think you guys are homered, like saying either play 16 lands Our curve is fine. We really have only one true 5-drop, one true 6-drop. This could be a 2-drop. Or cut one of our 1-drops. I think those are the two choices that you guys are gonna want me to make. And I think those are the two choices that I'm gonna have to make. I want to keep the swords. I want to have a sword for each color, no matter what. I really want 3 targets for the ranger reveals. This is tough. And I want more creatures to carry our swords. 16 things that could carry swords is not that much. It's a fair amount, but it's not a lot. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm just going to play 16 lands here. I'm going to cut an island. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white sources. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's where I'm going to do it. Alright, let's submit this. I'll see you in round 1.